Good morning, YouTube. Look at all those lines. Shit.
I've never seen anything like this ship.
Oh, it's raining way harder before I went to go get the camera. Trust us, we're definitely suffering.
We are hauling ass.
There's your home for the week. What do you think?
This is the story of a sailboat named Sylfia and the ragtag crew that call her home. Join us each week as we explore our planet, both above and below the surface, and find out what it's really like to live a life at sea. This is Expedition Drenched. Sylfia and her crew had spent the last week anchored in the largest city in the entire South Pacific, Suva. We managed to tick most of the items off our to-do list while we were there, so it was time to say goodbye to the hustle and bustle of Fiji's capital and prepare ourselves to get back to the cruising life.
Just need some time. At your own pace, you need to find your way.
Good morning, YouTube. We have a new toy on Sylfia. It's karaoke Thursdays every week from now until the end of time. So, it's a big morning on Sylfia today. We are getting ready to depart from Suva and we're going to, I don't even know what the name of the place we're going. Where are we going?
Pacific Harbour.
We're going to Pacific Harbor because we have some very special visitors who are probably there now, and it's our patrons, and they're going to be spending a week with us on board, which I'm very excited to show them what our lives are really like, because maybe what you see on YouTube is hopefully sometimes realistic, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. So I'm excited to share our world with them, and in true form of sharing what it's really like to live on a sailboat, as we were getting ready to hoist up the dinghy and get everything ready to pull up the anchor, we had our freshwater pump, which is what allows us to get the fresh water from our tanks, like to come out of the sink and all the taps in the shower and everything. There was an airlock in it and it ran itself dry and burned out sometime between today and yesterday. So we have no access to our water that we just spent 2 whole days doing dinghy rides back and forth with to fill up the tanks. Surprise, surprise, Brett's wedged into a weird place.
Yeah.
That he can't fit into.
Back to boat yoga. You're about to witness either me getting sprayed in water or working out shut off taps for our fresh water. Oh, not too bad. I think I got it right, maybe. I'll pull out old freshwater pump. So we're ready to go and can switch it out. Hopefully he buys the same pump. Otherwise it could be a bit of mods.
While Brett continued to prep for the installation of our new water pump, the rest of the gang continued with dinghy trips to fill up our water tank, since Sylfia was too big to fit into the marina.
We have for our neighbor boat, we got a 500 liters water tank. It's going to be a bit more quicker. Like 500 liters of water fills.
These cool guys lent us this big old 500-liter drum. This is a cool pirate ship. It's a cool story with a cool crew. These are our people. These are our dirty, hippie kind of people. And we're gonna come have some sundowners.
Look at all those lines. Shit.
Yeah. Look at the sunset.
What do you think of this thing, man?
I've never seen anything like this ship. It's a full pirate ship, it's huge, all steel the whole thing. And then this motor, I I've never seen anything like that. I've been messing around with motors since I was a kid. Like, I'm just trying to imagine this thing in her glory, like steaming along. It's insane.
Look at this thing. She's a beauty. Fire engine red.
The workshop almost matches ours.
Oh, he said he was jealous of our lathe.
Oh, yeah, we do have the lathe.
This is a good idea, though. This.
Actually,
Let's
yeah.
take notes of this.
We should.
Let's take notes of this. This is a good idea.
We need that.
Learning.
Sleep 16. We're gonna bump that up to 20. Where the library is down here, we want to put
Some
4
beds.
more bunks.
Yeah, good
Actually,
idea.
we want to do 3 small private cabins.
As the sun set on our new friends, it was almost time to pull up anchor and set off to our next destination.
Oh, why do we get the early shifts all the time?
You're like in your element. This is Canadian vibes going on right now.
I feel like this is the first time I've worn clothes, like more than shorts. It's fresh.
Brisk. It's breezy out there. It's a nice crisp night for moving the boat out of the largest city in the South Pacific at night. 20 knots of wind. Let's do this. It was raining way harder before I went to go get the camera. Yeah. Trust us, we're definitely suffering. Almost through the channel. We're passing through the breaking waves right now. We've got surf breaks on our right and on our left. We got a boat passing off to our port side. And we are almost there.
I've been a bit soft and hard inside where there's no rain. The girls have been out here copping it.
Feelings? Cold. Slightly moist. A little bit more than slightly moist. But happy that we made it through. No dramas at all. That was super smooth. And now we just gotta put the sails up and then we can sit inside our cozy wheelhouse for the next 6 hours while we sail to our next destination. This is where the exhaust comes up from the engine room and then up onto the roof. And so it always gets really warm when you're motoring. It's the best place to be when you're cold. It's a good tight tune. I know. It could be a bit warmer. We're not quite warmed up all the way yet.
Feel this. Oh yeah.
Yeah. What do you were inside, Brett. You don't get to touch it. It's fine.
I didn't know.
It's all mine.
We only put up half sail, and we're going. How fast, Jordan?
The max that we saw was 10.5 knots.
That's with half sails up.
Yeah. In the words of our lovely compatriot Ocean, it's a bit sporty tonight. Yeah, we've got like 25 knots right on the beam. We're flying. Sylvia's charging through the waves, living her best life, loving it. And if anything, we're just a bit too fast because we're gonna get there before daylight.
We did it again. Our patron meetup is tomorrow. And yeah, so timelines, don't ever do that to yourself. Yeah, look at us go, leaving harbors at midnight. Crazy. If you would have told me 2 months ago that we'd even be attempting that kind of stuff, I wouldn't believe it. So, feels good, check things off the list, get more comfortable with the boat, make some mistakes along the way, but learn from them and get better. And we're doing all those things.
Casually run aground.
Yeah, casually run aground.
Are you guys stuck? Stuck.
It's more of a kiss.
And then you
It was more of a hug aground. It was a hug aground, not a run aground. We are hauling ass.
So it's a pretty stormy morning. We are picking up the patrons today and it's 6 in the morning and we're just trying to get to where we need to anchor, but
It's 26 knots of wind, and we're trying to sneak through a tiny little gap. Just here.
Really sketchy. We wanted to go through here, so we were right on our way to go straight up to the big hole. And then we agreed to never go into anchorages when it's still dark, so then we did all this stuff here. And now we're going for the even sketchier entrance, but it's light now.
Look at this beautiful anchorage. Welcome patrons to your tropical paradise. 27 knot gusts. I woke up because I heard the anchor coming down and I felt like we were in the open ocean, and I was like, what the is going on up there? I thought something was going wrong, like the anchor was just dropping, you know? And I came up and this is our anchorage. We're in 30 knots of wind. It does not look particularly inviting, I have to say. But that's where we are. And it's a big day. Patrons are arriving. I feel a bit bad for them. They probably traveled a long ways to get here, and they're all excited to chill, and like the dinghy ride with all their bags. Oh, it's gonna be gnarly, but that's part of the adventure. They're gonna get the real taste of what it's like on Sylfia, because things don't always go according to plan.
Weather be damned, it was the moment we'd been waiting for. Our patrons had arrived and were awaiting a pickup on shore. So after a sketchy mission of getting the dive dinghy in the water, Nate had the lucky task of beating into the wind to fetch them.
Coming for you, Grant! Here we go!
There is a life I lead in this city.
There's your home for the week! What do you think?
Take what I need to get by. It doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart moves slow, somewhere in the great unknown. When I return from the afterglow, will you carry me like I am whole again?
Whoa. Dude.
That was a mish, 15 people. It's good.
Yeah.
Had lots of help though.
Yeah, it was definitely a good team effort to prepare dinner.
Yeah.
So what is on the menu for tonight?
We have sashimi, we have ceviche, and then we have a stir fry.
Cool.
So I hope everyone enjoys.
Nice.
It's done.
Now we have to see if it's enough. I think it's enough. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is the most people we've had on Sylfia, huh?
Yeah! Yeah, it's like a test to see, do we really want a full boat? So we're gonna have a week to see
Yeah.
if we really want a full boat.
How many people do we have on board for this evening?
15. We're gonna have 16 tomorrow.
Who do we have here?
Hi, I'm Andrew from Auckland, up by Goat Island. We live by the reserve. Got alpacas and a few sheep and stuff, and yeah, thought it was a great opportunity to come here and spend the time on Sylfia.
Nice.
Yeah, excellent.
And?
I'm Chris from New Zealand, from Auckland as well. I'm looking forward to spending the week on the boat and enjoying the nice food and doing the nice dives.
And the third of the trio.
I'm Steph, I'm from Auckland, New Zealand. I'm really into photography and just thought this would be a cool experience. I just got my open water, so I'm looking forward to doing some dives.
And then our other guests of honor.
Me? No.
Some familiar faces here. Hello again.
Hey guys.
Go ahead and give us a little intro for those that haven't seen you on your multiple Drenched cameos that you've already made.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's good to be back on board.
What's your name?
Grant.
And where are you from?
I'm from Tauranga, New Zealand.
And what are your favorite things in the whole world?
Boat life.
Yeah.
I love everything about boats and fishing and sailing and scuba diving, and if it's on a boat it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
G'day.
Hey. G'day. Yeah.
I stole your line.
I'm Mike from Tauranga as well, Grant's mate. So I'm here to be one of the extra guys to see whether you can really handle 16 people on the boat.
Thank you for so generously
Oh,
lending
yeah, no.
your body for our experiment. Well, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
To all of our lovely guests. and dinner's ready, so I will get out of the way and everybody can eat. Or did you want to say something?
It's good to have the Kiwi accent back on board. I missed it. I missed it almost as much as I missed their meat pies. I feel like Sylfia feels it. She's like, oh, the Kiwis are back on board.
Yeah, she loves it. Cool. Get your slop, kids.
Tune in next time as we introduce our patrons to some of Fiji's toothiest locals.
Hello everybody! I just wanted to take a quick moment to say a really big thank you to all of our patrons who help make these videos possible. And of course a big shout out to Grant and Mike and Chris and Steph and Andrew and John, who were a part of our first ever Patreon meetup in Fiji. It was very, very cool. We went diving with bull sharks, manta rays, shipwrecks, dinghy surfing, we dance partied, we sailed to some of the most beautiful islands in all of Fiji, and it was a very special time. And it was our first ever meetup, but it's not going to be our last. We plan to continue doing as many of these as often as we can. And as was the case for our last meetup, we actually had an open invitation to any of our patrons that wanted to join. And we're going to continue to do that as long as we can if space permits. And if you're watching this right now and you have no idea what Patreon even is, Patreon is a website that allows our fans to make small donations to help support the production of our videos. And in exchange, you get some pretty cool rewards like free swag, access to Patreon-only content, and of course, invitations to meetups like these. So anywho, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week as we get up close and personal with some very friendly bull sharks. See you later. Bye-bye.
Get him! Get him! Let's go get him! Get him! Hurry! 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 He's trying to do the right thing and get the sea trash. Good job, dude. Let's put those balloons up in your room now.
For knowing I can't play the clam, maybe call it.
What? I can't play the clam? Let me show you how to play the clam, brother. This is how you play a clam. Get your hand up in there. Precious got him.
I can feel it vibrating my inside. Yeah, my clam is vibrating.